Hello and welcome to UMass Beyond the Classroom. For today's topic, we'll be talking about the Super Smash Bros. Club. This is a popular group on campus that hosts monthly tournaments based on the popular Nintendo game. I'm your host, Gabe Diaz, and joining us today is Ohad, the president of the UMass Smash Bros. Club. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So why don't you tell us how you got started with the club?
So I came here as a freshman, and my friend had just recently introduced me to Super Smash Bros. As like a competitive game, and I played it a lot as a kid. So I was interested to see if there was like a group of people that played here, a club, and there was, and I got really into it, and now here I am.
How long has this organization been going, do you know?
We've been around since spring of 2014.
And you have weekly meetings. Typically, what do you do in those meetings?
Yeah, so during the weekly meetings, we just kind of hang out, casually play. We have a ton of TVs and consoles that the club owns, and they're in storage around on campus. So we just bring them out to whatever room that we have, like, for our meeting, and we play. We play for about 4 hours.
How did last week's meeting go?
Last week went pretty well. We had a tournament, and it was a slightly different meeting than usual, so it was on a Saturday instead of our Thursday meetings, and it went well. We had a big attendance. We had like 60 or 70 people show up, and it ran smoothly. There was a good time.
That's awesome. So we actually were at last week's meeting. We have a little bit of footage, so let's take a look.
Well, right now we are running a tournament for Super Smash Bros. It is a fighting game that was not originally intended to be competitive, but due to a thriving community of dedicated players, we made it into a competitive esport.
Yeah.
I started playing Super Smash Brothers. Well, so I played it a lot as a kid, and so when I came back into school, I decided to check if there was a club and see if there was like a scene that I could join, and there was, and it was a lot of fun, and I've stuck with it for about 3 years now, and yeah, I've slowly got more and more involved, and now I'm president.
There's about 40 entrants today, and the way it works is you pay $10. 5 of it goes towards the club, and the other 5 goes towards the pool, where whoever wins the pool gets a percentage of that, and second place gets another percentage. So 40% of $200 is $80, I think, and so whoever comes in first today will get a good deal of money.
It's so easy to pick up and play. Just because it's not like, oh, here are these intricate combos. It's like you press buttons and things happen.
It was a game that was never really intended to be competitive. It was intended to just be like a party game where a bunch of friends could just kind of sit down and play. And then people found out, oh, this can be played competitive too. And it's taken off from there and become a pretty big esport since then. And it's completely grassroots. Like everything, since Nintendo doesn't really like the competitive side of it that much, everything is pretty much run and organized by the fans.
The guy that made the game, Sakurai, is from Japan. He works for Nintendo. He originally made the game to be a party game, but he also added a few things so that like people that were really into the game could learn about it and like maybe get a little better and have like an edge. People really started to really learn the game way farther than anyone ever expected, and people got very, very good, and it became a competitive scene. In Sakurai's eyes, it alienated the casual scene a lot, like the people that just wanted to play for fun. And Nintendo's never been super into like competitive gaming. They're definitely way more into it than they used to be. And recently, they've actually been showing a lot of friendliness towards the Smash scene. Like they sponsored Genesis 5, which was only like a few days ago, which was a huge tournament. So I'd say that they're getting a lot better and they're being a lot more friendly towards our scene. But it did take a long time. There was a lot of issues with the group and Nintendo.
That was pretty cool. So touch on Nintendo not being competitive, or being competitive, sorry.
Yeah, so Nintendo, historically speaking, has been a little bit less than favorable towards a lot of the competitive scenes of their games. They don't like it when you put a lot of their games on YouTube. They don't like it when you stream it on Twitch. And it just gets like a little frustrating if you're running something bigger. Fortunately, it's not really that big of an issue for us because we're pretty small on the scale of things. And over the past few years, they've been getting a lot better about these things. They've started sponsoring tournaments. They're much more likely to help out with running things. So it's on the come up.
Awesome. Where are you guys located on campus?
We are in the campus center basement. We're in room 163, and on Thursdays from 7 to 11. You can hear us from like pretty far away because we make a lot of noise. But yeah, we're there pretty much for the rest of the semester.
And how can others get involved in the group?
Well, you could either just show up. We're very welcoming. You're like more than welcome to show up, even if you don't have a controller or anything. We supply anything you'll need. Or you can find me personally. My name is Ohara Haroni. You can find my email through UMass. Or you can find us on Campus Pulse, Super Smash Bros. Club.
Well, I'd like to thank Ohad for being here, and I'd like to thank you for joining us at UMass Beyond the Classroom, and we hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.